Scott Golden here with the uh, All-Star Wrestling Review Series for the 23rd of June, 1979. Continuing our foray into these All-Star Wrestling shows, which are phenomenal if you enjoy wrestling that makes sense, if you enjoy wrestling that has some semblance of concept to it. Anyway, hosted by Vince McMahon, Bruno Sammartino. Chief Jay Strongbow defeating JoJo Andrews via submission. 441 with the sleeper after the bout. Bruno interviews Strongbow ringside. Strongbow basically says he needs the brace that many people are questioning the need of. Strongbow also an amazing storyteller, worth going out of your way to see if you've never seen Strongbow before, just in the sense of being able to kind of, I'm going to get you Valentine, I'm back, maybe not at 100%, but I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight, and it doesn't matter to me how long the fight takes. I'm going to win. I'm going to make this work. And a guy of that nature just really being that adamant is not only super cool, but I think it's valuable in the nature of today's wrestling versus that time, that a guy could, A, get victories off of punches, kicks, chops, and basic things, but also B, tell stories in basic language that people understand. Didn't need to really, I mean, yes, he raised his voice a few times, but didn't need to yell, scream, and do all that. Strongbow around the ring with the attempted chops. I got to meet Jules and Jay one time in the late 90s, I think 98, 99. They had done an independent show, and it just, the psychology of, you know, hey, let's make something of the time and all of that just is really cool. And of course the fans are solidly behind the return of their favorite individual. Not so behind the tag team champions, Jerry and Johnny Valiant here in this particular episode. The tag team champions with Captain Lou Albano and Jimmy Valiant defeating Frank Rodriguez and Steve King, 544. When Johnny pinned Rodriguez with an elbow off the top rope post-bout, Vince interviews Albano and the Valiants at ringside. Again, still Vince here trying to create some semblance of consternation and issues between the Valiant brothers and basic things there. Attempted cutoffs, punches, kicks, basic things, Valiant's cheating wherever they can. Getting a victory basically because of the cheating indirectly. Baby faces who do not look like real challengers for the championship by any stretch of the imagination do end up getting a series of short runs here, but again the consternation between the Valiants, kind of talking about taking it to the moon, being the best team in the world in Albano, and the Valiants get several minutes out of interview that really doesn't necessarily matter. Then we move to the Ted DiBiase defeating Ron Lee, 7:59 with an elbow drop. I believe at this point he has dropped the North American title, which eventually becomes the Intercontinental title. Ron Lee is a guy that I don't remember hearing much about, so probably an enhancement talent along the way that is kind of there. Roll through and continued headlock takeovers and the basic things here. DiBiase and Lee go to battle over headlocks for several minutes, actually, and jockeying for position seems to be the process for several minutes. Lee sending his opponent into the buckle, trying to get everything he can, not getting everything he can. DiBiase, though, eventually getting the victory with that elbow smash. Then we go to a returning Classy Freddie Blassie presenting his man Nikolai Volkov, and Volkov facing off against the challenge of SD Jones. 7:54 with backbreaker. After the bout, Bruno interviews Volkov and Blassie. Volkov tried to be, for lack of a better term, baited into a return to the ring match with Volkov Blassie also trying to get guys like Backlund and maybe DiBiase into the ring with Volkov, claiming Volkov had no real competition. Um, Match is pretty one-sided, although SD Jones does get a couple of fiery comebacks. Kind of a choke out there by Volkov, and turning chin locks into chokes. Basic things. SD Jones not getting everything he wants to out of the situation, but manages to do everything he possibly can along the way. Again, near the end, we have the victory and the backbreaker for Volkov. Then we move to the, I guess you'd say, final match, although it is kind of weird to see a guy like Bruno, not backing down, but also not fully standing up against a guy like Volkov. Anyway, we see Tito Santana and Johnny Rods in a. I'm sorry, I think that's actually, yeah, it's not Rods. It is, in fact, Jose Estrada. They trade hammerlocks and basic stuff. Santana coming out ahead mainly because he's controlling the pacing of the match. Santana, obviously, a much more deliberate guy. The hammerlocks allow Estrada to take his man down a bit, though. Drop kick under the chin, almost like a flying Fred Curry Jr. and Senior would do, and Santana gets a victory here. Body slams along the way, and Santana closes out this particular episode with a victory, and we move on to more right after this.